Pagan Empire back from 1050 right up to 1300. So we've got our
Excellencies,
presenters coming forward now, and of course the guest of honor will be the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Tin Sen, and his madam will be arriving here in just a couple of moments. So the audience here, all the spectators will rise for the President. You can understand how proud a nation Myanmar must be right now. 44 years since it hosted what was then the Siak Games, and the President, I'm sure, will be hugely proud of this moment.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Myanmar နိုင်ငံကအိမ်ရှင်နိုင်ငံဖြစ်လက်ခံကျင်းပမယ်29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲဖွင့်ပွဲအခမ်းအနားအစီအစဉ်များကိုအစီရင်ခံတင်ပြသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Minglaba. I'm very honored to present the programs for the opening ceremony of the 27th SEA Games hosted by Myanmar. Item number 1. Commencing the opening ceremony with countdown. Item number 2. Presenting the marvelous and auspicious Myanmar Orchestra, accompanied by Myanmar harp and xylophone. Item number 3. Taking place of national band troops, flag troops, and athletes. Item number 4. Hoisting of the national flag, SEA Games Federation flag, and 27 SEA Games Myanmar flag. Item number 5, presenting a brief account on the 27 SEA Games by the Chairman of Myanmar National Olympic Committee, SEA Games Organizing Committee, and the Union Minister for the Ministry of Sports. Item number 6, opening the ceremony of 27 SEA Games by Vice President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, His Excellency U Nhan Thong, on behalf of our President, His Excellency U Tin Sen. Item number 7, taking oath by judges and athletes. Item number 8, the torch relay. Item number 9, lighting the main torch by shooting with the bow and arrow. Item number 10, departure of athletes. Item number 11, presentation of culture performances.
The presenters 12, at the moment going through, I think you could call it an agenda for the 3-hour program 13, ahead. Of course, he's going through with item by item, which is quite unusual, but obviously each culture has its own way of doing things, and I can tell you now there are 14 items ahead of us, and after the main business of the night, which is actually the formally opening of the games, we'll get the cultural show as well.
It is now time for the countdown of the 27th.
We will have the countdown then, and then another fireworks play after the countdown before the music, and then the official part of the whole ceremony. Here is the countdown. Myanmar certainly embraced technology, and there will be many thousands of people involved in this extravaganza of entertainment. A really impressive performance all round by the people who are very proud to be representing their host nation here. Countdown complete, the fireworks over the stadium, and the excitement builds again in this extraordinary atmosphere at the Wuna Tekti Stadium in Naypyidaw. Emblem, of course, the Southeast Asian Games, and of course Myanmar as well, lit up in flame. And another indication of how extraordinary it is to welcome this fabulous country back into the Southeast Asian Games as a host nation. It takes a huge amount of commitment, dedication, and of course what we see before us is a hugely colourful display of that ambition to be a great host. If we go back to 1961, Yangon, or Rangoon as it was known in those days, hosted the second Siak Games, and in fact Burma, as Myanmar was known in those days, won the overall championship. 35 gold medals they picked up in 1961. They also won in 1969. They've not hosted it since those days. So this is a remarkable and truly fabulous feeling for the crowd
and gentlemen,
here.
We'll now perform the program Soundo Tengla Sai Mingla, played by Myanmar Royal Auspicious Orchestra, traditional harp and xylophone. Myanmar traditional harp has been introduced since Bagan period in 11th century AD, Myanmar Royal Orchestra in Pinya period 14th century AD, and xylophone in Inwa period 15th century AD. In this program, there are 5 traditional Myanmar orchestras, 40 Myanmar harps, and 7 Myanmar xylophones. These instruments will be used harmoniously to create a pleasant and pleasing sound of Myanmar tradition. This type of musical arrangement is primarily used in auspicious occasions. This 27 Sea Games opening ceremony calls for a grand and victorious tune such as this. Thus, now, we are going to present this beautiful Myanmar melody performed by the combination of the 3 unique royal musical instruments, Myanmar Orchestra, Myanmar Harp, and Myanmar Xylophone. Please enjoy the beautiful Myanmar music. Thank you.
Myanmar, very well known obviously for its cultural traditions going back now over 1,000 years. Traditional harp and xylophone we'll hear. Of course, during that time the Theravada Buddhism was the predominant religion and has been ever since. Let's enjoy the music. This particular Royal Orchestra was introduced in the Pinya period in the 14th century. Then the xylophone was introduced together with the traditional harp, which is a lot earlier, in fact, in the Bagan period in the 11th century. And then in the Inwa period of 15th century, more instruments were added. Here in this performance there are 46 Myanmar harps, 7 Myanmar xylophones. There are 5 traditional Myanmar orchestras altogether. Good rhythm and certainly pleasing to all of us. This kind of occasion only used during auspicious times. Very shortly we'll be getting the national flag and the SEA Games Federation flag for the 27th Southeast Asian Games. Opening will be underway in just a couple of moments with the official side. The stadium will be led by the state band troops. There will be a little silence, but our presenters will make the introductions.
SEA Games Federation အလံနဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲမြန်မာအလံများချီတက်ဝင်ရောက်လာတော့မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, the National Flag Troop, SEA Games Federation Flag Troops, and 27 SEA Games Myanmar Flag Troops will be marching into the stadium, led by the State Band Troop.
I mentioned earlier about Burma or Myanmar's performance in the Siap Games since the introduction of the Southeast Asian Games back in 1977. Myanmar's never been in the top 3 performers, so you never know. They've started well at the moment in all the pre-opening games. Let's see whether or not they can continue with that and get in the top 2 or 3. In fact, it looks at the moment that they're on the top of the table with the performances that I've counted so far. They have 18 gold medals in all the matches that have been completed so far. So, great performance. Vietnam in second, Thailand in third at the moment. We can see this wonderful overview of the Wunatekti Stadium, just awaiting the national flag troops and the SEA Games Federation flag. Here they come. The flag of Myanmar, and I think you better get used to seeing it because it's going to be raised a lot of times over the next 12 days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that is the Southeast Asian Games Federation flag.
Federation flag troops, 27 SEA Games Myanmar flag troops are now marching into the stadium, led by the State Band Troop.
ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲဟာအရှေ့တောင်အာရှနိုင်ငံများချင်းချင်းချစ်ကြည်ရင်းနှီးမှုပုံမိုးရရှိစေရန်နဲ့နိုင်ငံတကာနိုင်ငံကြီး
flag raised as they pass in front of the president, of course, and all the VIPs. It's a glorious sight here inside this Wunatekti Stadium. Just look at the colourful backdrop. It is a wonderful atmosphere and the anticipation is extraordinary. The flags on the left there are those of the 27th Southeast Asian Games. There they are, just coming out in front of us now.
The purpose of the SEA Games competition is to have better friendship among Southeast Asian nations and to have better...
Naypyidaw itself is an extraordinary place. It's full of huge lanes, 6-lane highways around, and not very many cars or any kind of transport really of any note. It's an amazing place. It's a brand new town in the making. All the facilities here are new and very impressive. course, it's the dry season here in this part of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Monsoon well behind them, and
CGF member countries
very much expecting great weather over the next 12 days. Good temperatures. In fact, it ranges from about 13 degrees. Yes, you heard me. 13 degrees. It's really, really cool. Up to 24, 25. Very pleasant. Very dry. So not the humidity of Singapore. It's a great feeling walking out. Most of us wear a little jacket as well now. Of course, the school children have had a huge amount to do and to say and to practice for. And I know that there are going to be a huge number of school children involved in the crowds as well. There's not a huge number of people resident at the moment in Naypyidaw, but there certainly will be. And here we have Brunei marching in. And Brunei, of course, in 2011 they got 4 silvers, 7 bronzes, and already they've improved on that. They've managed to get a gold in the women's wushu already, and that's a great effort. Li Yingxi and Faustina Wu did well for them. After 4 attempts, they've managed to pick up the gold. His Royal Highness Prince Haji Sulfa Bokia was actually there, president of the Brunei National Olympic Committee. So, fantastic ambition for Brunei. And of course, they have been the host and will be the host in the near future as well. 1999, they were the host. Brunei, and there's big smiles, and why not? It's a great privilege to be marching around this fabulous stadium. So Brunei have been welcomed in. A happy bunch. They're really enjoying themselves. The Games Village obviously has a significant job to do to create the opportunities for these athletes to interact. So, Cambodia, here they come. 200 athletes. It's a good number for Cambodia. They're going to be entering 22 sports. They have, in fact, 69 women involved. Picked up 4 golds in 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is from Cambodia. The team is composed of 240 officials and athletes. The flag bearer is Miss Ki Lang, a Pitang World Champion of 2013.
You heard the announcer there, I'm sure. The stadium announcer saying Miss Ki Lang is the flag bearer. And I know that they have actually targeted 10 golds, so that would be a huge improvement for Cambodia. They've got wrestling, patong, traditional boats, and bodybuilding and taekwondo as their targets for gold. So we wish them well. And of course, now with their ambition to host the 2023 Southeast Asian Games, it's again a huge thrill for all of them to be here representing their country. The NOC Secretary General with them is General Vap Chamrun, and he has great ambitions for Cambodia. So good luck to them. So one of the big fishes in the Southeast Asian pond is Indonesia. Biggest country, biggest population, of course. 621 athletes I've got on my list. That might be disputed by the stadium announcer, but 221 officials, 621 athletes. And of course, the host of the previous Southeast Asian Games in Palembang and Jakarta. Flag bearer is Mr. Suryo Agung Wibowo, an athletic sprinter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the big name, of course, from Palembang was Siman Sudartawa, who was the 100 and 200 backstroke champion, picked up 4 golds in Palembang. So they're hoping to make a big name in Indonesia for the swimming. They've got other expectations in wrestling and wushu, of course, that have just been completed. Equestrianism as well. But of course, athletics, all round, a bit of badminton. There's lots of things for Indonesia to be getting involved with. And their target actually is 120 golds from 33 sports. That's been reported by the sports minister, Roy Suryo. So no pressure then, boys and girls, huh? 120 golds you need. Wow. Of course, they were the winners in Palembang and Jakarta the last time out. It's great to see such fabulous excitement and passion, and look at this, even the officials looking at helping the cheers as well. It's all good. Great colour. Every team being pre-marched by a lovely team of drummers, majorettes and so on. And here's Laos. Laos, of course, were the hosts 2009, and we had a great time in Vientiane. What a great show for us there. And we wish them well, no doubt. They've only had to come across the border, which is
from Laos
interesting.
People's Democratic Republic. The team is composed of 200 officials and athletes. Laos was the host country for the 25th SEA Games. The flag bearer is Mr. Sulasit Kamvangsa, a Pisang gold medalist in 21st, 22nd, 24th, and 25th SEA Games.
You probably heard that. I'll repeat it anyway. The flag bearer, Mr. Sulasit Kamvangsa, was actually the gold medalist, significant multi-gold medalist for Patong. And there is the representatives, the National Committee representatives, cheering their Laotian team along as well. Their ambitions certainly will be to get into the double figures with medals, although traditionally they've always struggled against the bigger boys and girls from the bigger teams. But Laos certainly are excited to be here in Naypyidaw.
Malaysia နိုင်ငံမှာအားကစားအသင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်။စီမံအုပ်ချုပ်သူနည်းပြအပါအဝင်အားကစားသမား998ဦး
So our next door neighbours are here. No surprise in that, is there? Wearing their Harimau, the tiger gear that's been so evident for so long. Malaysia, 28 million population, 556 athletes, 242 officials, and they are competing in 29 sports. There's the Malaysian flag carrier, is Zazali Abdul Rahman Sabad, rather, the bodybuilder. You could have picked him out in a crowd, couldn't you? Certainly bodybuilding. I think he's probably carrying it in one hand, is he? Oh no, he's got two hands on it. Wow, what a disappointment. Anyway, Malaysia will be really looking to improve on their performances. They're looking for a 40 gold medal haul, looking particularly in the diving. They've targeted 7 there. Athletics with 5, karate with 5, swimming they're hoping to get 3, also 3 for sailing and pencak silat. There will be lots and lots of people that say they've underestimated, because I reckon they're into the 50s or 60s. Last time out, they got 4th in Indonesia, where they won 59. So 40 is definitely an underestimate, I think. Chef de mission is Datuk Amiruddin MB. Youth and Sports Minister Khairi Jamaluddin is also there, I believe, saying he wants some Harimau spirit. Well, certainly there's a lot of boys and girls there that will give him that. The whole team looking forward, of course, to the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games next year. So a lot of athletic performances depending on the selection for those as well. So, Philippines, and there, the wrestler Jason Balabao very proudly raising the flag, and wow, a few eyebrows as well, I think. Extraordinary. And on behalf of all of the Southeast Asian Games media, I would say our hearts and our thoughts are with you, Philippines, after all the tragedies that you've been going through recently. Haiyan, typhoon, absolutely extraordinary resilience that you've shown. I respect you, Philippines. Whatever you do on the athletics track and in the competition, we all know that you're winners already, because you've come through so well. You've shown great heart and spirit in that extraordinary difficult time. So good luck to you, Philippines. 210 athletes. They've had a few problems, even a national record swimmer, Denjili Cordero, is not actually here in Nepal. Didn't make it because of some funding problems. Same with the Dragon Boat team, who are actually world champions. So they've had their problems, but they're targeting 30 gold medals. They're looking particularly at boxing, wushu, judo, basketball and billiards. And they may well surprise a few in badminton as well. That's certainly gaining strength. Of course, they've missed out because there's no softball or baseball or lawn tennis included in this run. I know that they're all dedicating their success, whatever success they have, to the victims of the typhoon. So good luck to the Philippines. Guess who's coming up next? Well, there they are. It's Singapore. Dipnalim Prasad, the athletics hurdler, is leading the way, and just look at that proud smile. What a moment for the youngster. Absolute fantastic moment for her. Brothers were in track and field. She said, I followed suit and fell in love with the sport, so good on her. Well done, Dipnalim Prasad. We've got so many things to say, not much time to say it, but the young lions did well last night. Sahil Sahami did well for the goal that beat Vietnam. And obviously the acting Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, Lawrence Wong, is there to lend his support as well. It's been very, very supportive. The water polo team have already beaten Myanmar 21-13 in the final match to take their 25th straight SEA Games gold. That is a world record in any sporting achievement. Absolutely extraordinary. So congratulations, Sam Wong, team manager. Congratulations to all of the water polo team once again. My thoughts go back to the time when Tanang Bok and Tanang Liang were there, really making waves in the water polo pool. Joel Pang, a former sprinter, is now a sailor in the 470 class. But I can't go without saying a well done, and let's hope for Joseph Schooling, the 18-year-old, who's got 5 national records, a butterfly extraordinaire, 3 individual events he'll be in, and we expect gold medals in that. Darren Lim, of course, as well. Aaron Kwek and Teo Jenrun, they're all there, and we're hoping for big things from them. So well done, Singapore. table tennis as well. But we look forward to great things from Singapore. But Thailand, of course, another of the giants of Southeast Asian Games, are here now. And one thing you can guarantee, Thailand will be working very, very hard to be competitive with Indonesia at the top ladder. Myanmar have already started well, but their chef de mission is Thana Chai Prasit. The Deputy Prime Minister Yuko Lim Tong wished the team well and targeted 110 to 130 gold medals.
The team is composed of
he said that
129 officials and athletes. Thailand was the host country.
Too many traditional and combat sports, the Thais say, in this particular Southeast Asian Games. But they did pick up 2 Chin Long golds in the preliminary matches before the opening. So they picked up 2 out of the 8. The other 6, guess what? Myanmar picked them up. Well, that's their privilege. In athletics, of course, they'll be looking at the 33-year-old Wasana Winato to win her 11th gold medal. Can you believe that? 11 gold medals, the most versatile athlete ever in Southeast Asia. 400-meter specialist, 400-meter hurdle specialist, and heptathlon specialist as well. Lots of expected of her in badminton. In the women's singles, they're looking at trying to get it a 1-2, a gold and silver. They've got Nichon, and they've also got Busanan. Of course, Tanongsak as well in the men's singles will be battling Tien Minh from Vietnam. So lots again expected of Thailand, and they're traditionally great performance in the Southeast Asian Games. Timor-Leste, the newest recruit into the Southeast Asian Games family. And well, we'll see whether or not they can win any medals. To be quite honest, they will always struggle because of not just their population, but they're starting from a very low base place. But it's great to see them here.
Composed of 62 officials and athletes. The flag bearer is Miss Francilia Marquez Cabral of Asian Cycling Championship 2012 and 2013.
Francilia Marquez Cabral is the flag bearer, and I think you heard 60 plus representatives. So I can tell you, any medal for Timor-Leste will be celebrated more profoundly than any other medal that is won in these games. So look out for the name, Timor-Leste, and if you see any kind of medal, then it will be a huge celebration at their homeland, I can tell you. And the drummers continue and the girls continue marching, and that's very, very clever. And she hasn't dropped it yet. I bet her mum's having kittens at the moment just watching it. Good girl, well done. Proud, proud president, no doubt at all. Vietnam is the next up. I've got 511 athletes. 286 men, 225 women, competing in 29 sports. They've actually won 9 golds already, and most of those in wrestling and wushu. They've got a target of 75 golds. I think that's a little bit underplayed as well for Vietnam.
Ladies and gentlemen,
they were third with 96 in 2011, so we never know.
144 officials and athletes.
The surprise loss to Singapore last night was obviously a huge disappointment to Vietnam, but they will be coming back strongly with athletics. Particularly, they've got 43 track and field representatives. They're targeting 10 to 12 golds in athletics, and look out particularly for Nguyen Thi Wan, who was a young sprinter. There's no gymnastics, of course, at these games, and that was one of the areas in which Vietnam excelled. So disappointment there, but it's one of the ways that the Southeast Asian Games is set up. You've got some core sports, and then you've got some, I think I'd call them advantage sports to the home or host nation. Those that they choose, which they know they're going to have a really good chance of excelling in. Huang Huy Pok is the flag bearer. swimming, 100 meters free and fly gold medalists. So Vietnam, we wish them well. We had a fantastic time in Hanoi when they hosted the Southeast Asian Games for the first time. Lots of great memories from those days. So good luck, Vietnam. Thailand have won the Southeast Asian Games on 11 times, both the Siak Games and in the modern era, Siag Games. Indonesia 10. So Thailand and Indonesia really fighting for the top honours. But guess who's going to be coming up next? Already the crowd sense an emotional entry here. And Sepak Takraw are honoured here with Aung Chom Myint as the flag bearer. That's a one. There he is. Fantastic. Huge pride and privilege for him. And I tell you, because I've seen Myanmar Sepak Takraw, he's a fabulous player. Brilliant player. This is a wonderful moment for the President and his lady. And what gorgeous costumes we see displayed by the national team. They are absolutely beautiful. U Tin Sin must be absolutely popping with excitement here. The President, look at him. Well, he'll be looking out over not just a beautiful sight, but a sight of expectation. They will all want their teams and players to do so well. As I mentioned before, in Rangoon in 1961, they were winners with 35 gold medals in the Siak Games. They won in Rangoon also in 1969 with 57 gold medals. And they've never been in the top 3 in the history of the Siak Games. So since 1977, when it was hosted for the first time in KL as the Southeast Asian Games. So this will be a big, big moment. Can they actually reach the top 3? Can they do even better and go to top spot? Their ambition is certainly there to do so. They've got some great performers, and they have been dedicated to the cause. And in case you're wondering what they're going to do with all these facilities here in Naypyidaw afterwards, I've got it on good authority that in fact this particular stadium is going to form the centre of the new sports university. So at least you're going to have an extraordinary facility that will be hosting all the youngsters from the whole of Myanmar who are showing great promise and also great intellect as well. So it is the launch, it is the start of a new era, not only in sport but also in Myanmar and the world. There are some gold medalists you can see already holding their gold medals, even at the opening ceremony, which is a bit strange, isn't it? But what a thrill for them. Some of them have actually finished already at the opening ceremony. Well, what a thrill. They've got 18 gold medals. That was the last count. There's probably a few more since I checked that, but altogether 460 gold medals at stake, gold and silver, and 637 bronze medals over 33 sports. We've had some great TV pictures, I have to say, some really good tracking cameras like this, and also some beautiful, beautiful atmosphere ones, and of course looking out at the crowd as well. It smiles all round in the golden land here. Well, you probably have heard me say it several times before, but I well remember my trip around Bangkok in 1975 wearing the Singapore red jacket, and it was a most extraordinary feeling of elation and great gratitude as well. All the years since then, I have had a huge interest in the performance of everyone in Southeast Asian Games. And I tell you, it's a wonderful occasion, not just for the individual performers, for the host country, but for all of us who can say we're part of it. Even you at home in Singapore, you're definitely part of this. The biggest contingent, Myanmar, will be coming to attention, and then we'll get on with the official part of the ceremonies. No danger of rain here this week, or for this evening. We had if you remember in Palembang, the opening ceremony, we had a downpour there, which obviously was a little disappointing, but they're all standing out there in glorious temperatures. Beautifully clear night in Naypyidaw. So all the athletes are in attendance inside the stadium. We'll just wait for them now to settle, and then we'll have the official part of the proceedings with the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar calling the Games open and inaugurating the 27th Southeast Asian Games. So, stadium announcer.
Yaku Salabi, Tiransu Tamara, Yamanangano Alango, Uzwa Luentimbi, Sea Games Federation Lane, Nasa Konajinao, Shitang Asha Agaza Demwe, Yama Lanogo, the Pianete, Luentima Pitedwe, Jesu Dubi, Mata Yabi Javayan, Lisa Zwa, Panja Apparition.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now the flag of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar will be hoisted, followed by the simultaneous hoisting of the Sea Games Federation flags and the 27th Sea Games Myanmar flag. So you are all kindly requested to rise. Thank you.
So the flag raising. The Myanmar flag is the first to be hoisted. The excitement, the passion is tangible. You can feel it, you can touch it. It's an extraordinary feeling inside this stadium. I can tell you, this is going to be a fabulous 12 days of competition, because the Myanmar people want it to be that way, and they are absolutely determined that we're going to enjoy being here in Naypyidaw. It's quite a stunning feeling at the moment. The enthusiasm of the national anthem, the way it was sung, the respect for everyone around, it's all there. Now the flags, of course, of the Southeast Asian Games on the right, of course, and the 27th Southeast Asian Games flag on the left. It's a huge moment for this country, and you know it.
Please be seated. Thank you very much.
Myanmar နိုင်ငံအမျိုးသားအိုလံပစ်ကော်မတီဥက္ကဋ္ဌ29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲကျင်းပရေးဦးစီးကော်မတီဥက္ကဋ္ဌအားကစားဝန်ကြီးဌာနပြည်ထောင်စုဝန်ကြီးကပြိုင်ပွဲကျင်းပရေးဆိုင်ရာများကိုရှင်းလင်းတင်ပြခြင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်။သူဖြစ်ပါ၍
အားကစားဝန်ကြီးဌာနပြည်ထောင်စုဝန်ကြီး for Ministry of Sports, the chairman of the 27th SEA Games Organising Committee, Mr. U Tin San will be up next. He's also
according to the item,
Myanmar
the statement on the 27th SEA Games will be given by His Excellency U Tin San, the chairman of Myanmar National Olympic Committee, 27th SEA Games Organizing Committee, and the Union Minister for the Ministry of Sports. Therefore, may I request His Excellency U Tin San to present the brief account on the 27th SEA Games.
So U Tin San will make the first statement to the crowd. There's going to be no surprises in this one. Everything has been laid out. We've checked it out, and the items have been listed, so the crowd know exactly what to expect as well. A lot of hosts like to keep some surprises, but we even know that the cauldron, the flame, is going to be lit by bow and arrow. That's so take us back a little bit. That I remember in Barcelona, watching that for the first time. But, well, he must be a very proud man as well. U Tin San, who has been responsible for, first of all, getting the games and then organising them. What a responsibility. It's a long way from where he was standing, there's no doubt about that, but he has been in perfect step, and I'm sure he's rehearsed it time and time again. Even not, if not in reality, maybe in his sleep, because this is a big moment. The world is watching. So, the speech statement on the 27th SEA Games delivered by U Tin San.
ဒေသပါသောပြည်ထောင်စုသမ္မတမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်သမ္မတကြီးဦးသိန်းစိန်နှင့်ဇနီးဒေါ်ခင်ခင်ဝင်းဧည့်သည်တော်နိုင်ငံတော်ကြီးကဲများဘုံတည်ရှိဧည့်သည်တော်များအားစားသမားများနဲ့အားစားဝန်သားရှင်များအားလုံးကိုယခုကဲ့သို့ကြီးကျယ်ခမ်းနားစွာကျင်းပတဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားစားပြိုင်ပွဲဖွင့်ပွဲခမ်းနားသို့ကြွားရောက်ကြီးမြင့်အားပေးကြတဲ့အတွက်များစွာဂုဏ်ယူဝမ်းမြောက်မိပါကြောင်းနဲ့ကိုယ်စိတ်ကျမ်းမာချမ်းသာကြပါစေလို့မင်္ဂလာနှုတ်ခွန်းဆက်သအပ်ပါတယ် ကျွန်တော်အနေနဲ့ပထမဦးစွာတင်ပြလိုတာကတော့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံအနေနဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုအိမ်ရှင်နိုင်ငံအဖြစ်လက်ခံကျင်းပခွင့်ရရှိရန်မြန်မာနိုင်ငံပေါ်ယုံကြည်ထောက်ခံအားပေးခဲ့ကြတယ်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲဝင်အဖွဲ့ချုပ်နိုင်ငံများနဲ့မိတ်ဆွေများအားလုံးကိုအထူးကျေးဇူးဥပက္ခာယတင်ရှိပါကြောင်းပြောကြားလိုပါတယ်29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုစိန်လန်းခြင်းစစ်မှန်ခြင်းပွင့်လင်းခြင်းနားလည်ခြင်းနှွေးထွေးခြင်းတန်ရှင်းခြင်းနဲ့ချစ်ခင်ရင်းနှီးခြင်းတို့ဖြင့်အနှစ်သာရရှိရှိကျင်းပနိုင်ရေးအတွက် Green, Clean and Friendship ဆိုတဲ့ဆောင်ပုဒ်များချမှတ်ပြီးအောင်မြင်စွာလက်ခံကျင်းပသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများဟာအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲတွေကျင်းပတာသက်မဟုတ်ပဲပြိုင်ပွဲဝင်နိုင်ငံများကြားချစ်ခင်ရင်းနှီးမှုရရှိရေးယဉ်ကျေးမှုများအပြန်အလှန်ဖလှယ်ရေးနဲ့နှွေးထွေးစွာဆက်ဆံရေးတို့ကိုယ်စားပြုစေတယ်ဆိုတာအားလုံးသိပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုလက်ခံကျင်းပခွင့်ရတဲ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံအနေနဲ့အဖွဲ့ဝင်နိုင်ငံများကြားချစ်ခင်ယုံကြည်မှုနဲ့အနာဂတ်မှာလည်းအားသာကဏ္ဍတွေမှာပူးပေါင်းဆောင်ရွက်မှုတွေပုံမမြင့်တင်ဆောင်ရွက်သွားနိုင်လိမ့်မယ်လို့ယုံကြည်ပါတယ်။တစ်ဆက်တည်းပြောကြားလိုတာကတော့2014ခုနှစ်မှာမြန်မာနိုင်ငံဟာအာဆီယံလက်ကျဥက္ကဋ္ဌတာဝန်ကိုလွှဲပြောင်းထမ်းဆောင်ရမှာဖြစ်လို့ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအဖွဲ့ဝင်နိုင်ငံများနဲ့ပုံမနီနီကက်ကက်ပူးပေါင်းဆောင်ရွက်တဲ့နေရာမှာအားသာကဏ္ဍကိုလည်းမြင့်တင်ဆောင်ရွက်သွားမယ်လို့ရည်မှန်းထားပါတယ်။ဒေသအပါသောနိုင်ငံတော်သမ္မတကြီးနဲ့ဧည့်သည်တော်များခင်ဗျာမြန်မာနိုင်ငံအနေနဲ့ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုအင်ရှင်နိုင်ငံအဖြစ်လက်ခံကျင်းပခြင်းဟာပထမဆုံးအကြိမ်မဟုတ်ပါဘူး။ရှေ့တောင်အာရှကျွန်းဆွယ်အားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများနဲ့ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများကိုပြိုင်ပွဲများစတင်ကျင်းပတဲ့ကာလဖြစ်တဲ့1959ခုနှစ်ကတည်းကပဲမြန်မာနိုင်ငံအနေနဲ့အခြားအဖွဲ့ဝင်နိုင်ငံများနည်းတူစဉ်ဆက်မပြတ်ပါဝင်ရှင်ပြိုင်ခဲ့ပြီးအိမ်ရှင်နိုင်ငံဖြစ်နှစ်ကြိမ်တိုင်အောင်မြင်စွာလက်ခံကျင်းပနိုင်ခဲ့ပြီးဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ယခုကျင်းပလျက်ရှိတဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုမြန်မာနိုင်ငံဟာ3ကြိမ်မြောက်အဖြစ်လက်ခံကျင်းပခြင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ယခုချိန်မှာလည်းအောင်မြင်စွာလက်ခံကျင်းပနိုင်မယ်လို့ယုံကြည်ပါတယ်။29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲမှာအားသာနည်းပေါင်း33မျိုးကျင်းပပြုလုပ်မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။အုပ်ချုပ်မှုမျိုးတော်ဖြစ်တဲ့နေပြည်တော်မှာတော့အားသာနည်း26မျိုးရန်ကုန်မှာ9မျိုးမန္တလေးမှာ1မျိုးနဲ့ငွေဆောင်ကမ်းခြေမှာ1မျိုးတို့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။မျိုးသားဘောလုံးပွဲစဉ်ကိုတော့ရန်ကုန်နဲ့အမျိုးသမီးဘောလုံးပွဲစဉ်ကိုတော့မန္တလေးမှာကျင်းပမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။မျိုးသားဘောလုံးပြိုင်ပွဲနောက်ဆုံးဗိုလ်လုပွဲကိုတော့နေပြည်တော်မှာကျင်းပသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါကြောင်းတင်ပြလိုပါတယ်။အားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများကိုရွှေတံဆိပ်460ခုချီးမြှင့်သွားဖို့စီစဉ်ထားပါတယ်။29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများကိုစနစ်တကျနဲ့အောင်မြင်စွာကျင်းပနိုင်ဖို့အတွက်အစိုးရဝန်ကြီးဌာနများအားသာအသင်းအဖွဲ့ချုပ်များဆောက်လုပ်ရေးကုမ္ပဏီများပြည်တွင်းပြည်ပစေနာရှင်တို့ရဲ့ပံ့ပိုးကူညီမှုပူးပေါင်းဆောင်ရွက်မှုအစရှိတဲ့အင်အားများနဲ့ပြင်ဆင်ဆောင်ရွက်အကောင့်တွေပေါ်လဲရှိတာဖြစ်လို့အားသာသမားများအနေနဲ့အစဉ်ပြေမှုရှိစွာဝင်ရောက်ရှင်ပြိုင်နိုင်ကြမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။အားသာပြိုင်ပွဲများကိုရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာအဖွဲ့ချုပ်စီမင်းစီကံဗြိဉ္ဉ်များနဲ့ကိုက်ညီစွာကျင်းပသွားမှာဖြစ်လို့အားသာသမားများကိုလည်းအားသာစိတ်ဓာတ်အပြည့်အဝနဲ့ဝင်ရောက်ရှင်ပြိုင်ပေးကြပါလို့တိုက်တွန်းလိုပါတယ်။ဒီကုန်းချုပ်အနေနဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကိုအောင်မြင်စွာကျင်းပသွားနိုင်ရေးအတွက်အဖက်ဖက်မှဝိုင်းဝန်းအားပေးကူညီကြသူအားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးတင်ကြောင်းထပ်လောင်းပြောကြားအပ်ပါတယ်။29ကြိမ်မြောက်ရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားသာပြိုင်ပွဲကြီးကိုပြည်ထောင်စုသမ္မတမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်သမ္မတကြီးကိုစားပြိုင်ပွဲကျင်းပရေးဦးစီးကော်မတီနာယကဒုတိယသမ္မတဦးကျန်ထွန်းမှအမှားစကားမိန့်ကြားဖွင့်လှစ်ပေးနိုင်ပါရန်ဂါရဝပြုတင်ပြအပ်ပါတယ်ခင်ဗျာ
Well, that was a very impressive speech, and I have to say I am very interested to hear not only that they will be the ASEAN chairman next year, but there will be many more ambitions to come.
Minglava Kanya, Digani Jimbare, Nasa Konachimio, a shit on Asha, Agazabia Mue, Pumue Kanagu, Choyo Lajare, Liza Abado, Yidonzu Tamara, Yamanangano, Nangano, Tamaraji, Utain Sene, Zani, Dokin Kingwe, Lao Pidu, Democratic Tamarananga, Tamaraji, Zani. The Yogi Tamra Nanga, Kai Nanga, Roma, Dudia, Winji Jumia, Runai Nanga, Asia Mina, Yangwe, a shed on Asha Nanga, a Tidima, a Soya Apoy Winjimia, Yidonzu, a Soya Apoy Winjimiane, Yine Dai, Dedaji, Winji Jumia, Yangwe Nanga Miama, a Mula Olympic Council, Okatamia, Nanga Apojo, a Tidima. Okata, a twin mumia, dying comedy, Okatamia, Sebe Saya, Chuanchenu, Pena Shemia, Yaimwegu, Darwin, you Jimpa, Pejame, technical, Daridamiane, Dai, Judimia, Yaimwe, Nangam, Adidima, Ochodu, Nivia Miane, Yaimwe, Agazada Mamia, Rentana, Adidima, Media Mia, Agazago, Chimia, Nojare, Agaza, Wadana Shemia. Pumue Kanaji, Jishu, Abe Nidare, Nangan Wanlunga, Miga Bidumia, Alungu, Go Sainapia, Jama Chana Jazian, Sudan Mida, Potale, no con seta abare. Yamananga Nine, Tongoa, Chauset the Kuni, Dudia J, a shed on Asha, Jonesway, Agaza Piamwene, Tongoa, Chauset Goguni. In Sama J, a shed on Asha, Jonesway, Agaza Piamwegu, Ancient Epi, Lekham, Jimbage, now by Jaku, Nasekona Jamio, a shed on Asha, Agaza Piamwegu, Laser Lindy Chama, Tatia J, Ancient Epi, Lekham, Jimbagwin, Yashi de Dwe, Yazwa, Wamio Gunyu Ajo, Didonzu Tamram Yamanangano, Soyane, Idu Dea Loye, Koza, Yoja Luare. Digane Gabama, Agazaha, Tio, Gomone, Tantaman, Lanyon de Ku, Nanga Tananga, Gondeka, Yamamugo, Bibianswa, Horto Yatanene, Nilangotea, Sura, Alon Ati Kibare, a shed on Asha, Agaza Biamwe, a Puerto and Nine, Dita Green, Chichi Yinimu, Jama, Jankai, Tanswamu, Agazago, Chimia Nomu, Agaza Saita Shimuru, Dita Nangani Ja, a same year, they own Nizibu, GUB, a shed on Asha, Agaza Biamwemiago, Jimba Gezara, Pibare, Yamanangani Nele, Asia Nangani Eja, Agazabi, Chichiego, Domin Kaimazian, Sure, Jene, Saintland Tanshin, Chijin, Green, Clean, and Friendship Sure, Sambogo, Chamabi, Yamwejigo, Lekan Chimbagajin, Pibare. Yamwejigo, Omianzwa, Lekan Chimba Namu Adwe, Yamwe Chimbaye, Uzi Comedy, Chimbaye Comedymia, Darwin Shidumiaga, Atanaizo, Yezo, Joe, Vincent Taja the Lu, Sesanye, Low Abbey, Lungemiagale, Joyo Lajare, Ederomia, Agaza the Mamiago, Yamadoye, Jinjin Yungamu, Jinni Toye Mudego, Piatabi, Lo Atarigo, and Nika Kuni, Petwajama, Pibare. Yangwe Layajare, Ederomia, and Inele, Yamananga, Jinjimu, the late Tozamia Abien, Agent Dayabi, Sikan Piware, Democracy Nangano de Sauye, Jovan Sauye Mumiago, Miawatine, Mindregwin, Yashijama, Pibare. Nigo Jonine, Nasek from the Jimio, a shed on Asha, Agaza Piamwe, Pumwe Akanago, Teyo Abijare, Nanga Didiga, Ederomia, Yamwegu, Tiamyatazwa, Jimba Bijame, Technical Director Miane, Dain Judimia, Agaza Seda Apiene, when Young Shimbian Jame, Agaza the Mamiane, Yamwe Omianzwa, Jimba Nayidwe, a Pepeka, Jovan Song Yendijare, Darwin Shidumia. အနုပညာရှင်များအတတ်ပညာရှင်များပြိုင်ပွဲသတင်းများကိုအချိန်နဲ့တပြေးညီသတင်းထုတ်လွှင့်ပေးကြမဲ့မီဒီယာများအားလုံးကိုအထူးကျေးဇူးတင်ရှိပါကြောင်းပြောကြားရင်29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှေ့တောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲကိုယခုအချိန်မှစ၍ဖွင့်လှစ်ကြောင်းကြေညာလိုက်သည်
So it's been declared open and the fireworks confirm that Myanmar is the host of the Southeast Asian Games once again after 44 years of absence as a host. And it is a spectacular visual feast of colour and sound, and the crowd are loving it. It's an extraordinary feeling here in the stadium that was built specifically for the games but will be used ultimately for the benefit of the sporting community as a university in the future. Now we will be having the arrival of the torch in just a couple of moments. The oath taking first by the athlete and judge. It will happen in just a couple of moments as the flags stream out above this magnificent sight here in the middle of Nepal.
Celebi, Agaza daytime Pujin season tipare. Dubai, Agaza daytime Jisume, Agaza the Mane, Tanjiro, the Maniama, Nia Yubi Bayan, Panja apparition.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking oath by an athlete and judge on behalf of all the other athletes and judges will commence. So may I request all to proceed to their designated places.
So the oath-taking will be by a wushu athlete, Ma Sandi U, taking the oath on behalf of all the athletes, and the judge will be U Piso Mo, taking oath on behalf of all the judges. And then the time will come very soon when the symbol of everything that we always look for in a major sports festival, the flame, the torch and the lighting of the cauldron. Well, it's been a hugely impressive, precision-filled opening to the games. Everyone has taken part and done their part brilliantly, and again it's all done beautifully. Great style, great sincerity, and with a huge respect for the sport and for the nations involved. All the nations' flags there flying behind the judge and the lady athlete who will make the oaths. Brunei flag. And you can see there is a little breeze inside the stadium. Singapore flag just curled up a little bit around its pole, leading the way. We hope that's a good omen. Singapore obviously looking to improve on their performances, real ambition to get to second or third place overall. It's a tough ask, a tough call, but certainly there will be some great performances all round. Right, now the oath taking by the athlete Ma Sandi U.
She Uzwa, Wushu Agazadama Masani Uga, Agazadama Myagoza, Agaza daytime to be by Panja apparition.
First of all, may I request Masandi U, a wushu athlete, to take oath on behalf of all the other athletes.
team. On behalf of all the Earthlies, I promise that we shall take part in 27 Southeast Asian Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to sport without doping and drugs, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for all the glorious sport and honor of our teams. I promise.
Wow. She did it without notes. She did it in a language that's not familiar with her, and she did it brilliantly. Wonderful credit to Ma Sunday U.
Next, may I invite the referee Ubi Somo to take oath on behalf of all the judges and referees.
My name is Bisomo, Taekwondo International Referee. On behalf of all international referees, I said that we shall officiate in these 27 SEA Games with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them in the true spirit of sportsmanship. I promise.
Another immaculate performance by Upi Somo.
Thank you very much to you all.
What is really, really impressing us all is the assurance of everyone. They all know their parts. There's no improvisation. This is really, really dedicated in terms of practice, makes perfect, and it is very, very impressive. Many different countries have different ways of accepting the challenge. Myanmar has already shown us what their standards are, and they are very, very high indeed. Just a while, it's the moment that certainly gets the hairs on the back of many necks really set up. The arrival of the torch, the lighting of the cauldron, and it is the most significant moment in the whole opening ceremony. Every athlete in the centre, I mean, we've seen many, many games, whether it's Asian Games and certainly Olympics. A lot of the athletes get very fidgety, they wander around, there's a lot of frivolity. It's quite the opposite here in Naypyidaw. The athletes are showing an enormous respect to their host. They're standing well, not exactly to attention, but almost so. Just look at that. That's an extraordinary appearance there, that high camera capturing an immaculate group of athletes. Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next program is carrying of the torch relay. The torch relay bearers will be entering the stadium very soon.
And I have in front of me a list of the names of the torch bearers. And the first one is the bearer also of 15 gold medals in athletics. Her name is Jennifer Tin Lei. So we wait for Jennifer as the band strikes up and the entry into the stadium of the torch.
ဒီထွန်းတီတိုင်းကိုကွင်းတွင်သို့ပထမဦးစွာလက်ဆင့်ကမ်းတည်ဆောင်လာသူကတော့ဦးတန်စင်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။နိုင်ငံတကာပြည်ကွန်ပြည်အားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲမှာရွှေတံဆိပ်6ဆုရရှိခဲ့သူဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။
Now entering the stadium is the first torch relay bearer, U Tan Sin. He got 6 gold medals in athletics.
ဆက်လက်ပြီးဒီထွန်းတီတိုင်းဒုတိယလက်ဆင့်ကမ်းတည်ဆောင်သူကတော့ဒေါ်ဂျနီဗာတင်လေးဖြစ်ပါတယ်။နိုင်ငံတကာပြည်ကွန်ပြည်အားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲမှာရွှေတံဆိပ်15ဆုရရှိခဲ့တဲ့အားကစားသမားဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။
The second torch relay bearer is Jennifer Dinley with a record of 15 gold medals in athletics.
Right, this is Jennifer Tinley now, 15 gold medals overall in athletics, and that's now U Tinong, I think. I hope it's U Tinong. 17 gold medals as the best footballer.
The third torch relay bearer is Go Udia with a record of 17 gold medals as the best footballer.
So the fourth torch relay bearer has a record of 19 gold medals in athletics. On my list I have Do Tan Tan. I hope that's her name.
The torch relay bearer is Do Tan Tan with a record of 19 gold medals in athletics.
The male athlete will be U, and the female will be Do, and we now have Do Kin Kin Tui, record of 28 gold medals in athletics, and she is taking over now. Do Kin Kin Tui.
The fifth relay bearer is Do Kin Kin Tui with a record of 28 amazing gold medals in athletics.
The next, U Min Tong with a record of 6 gold medals in gymnastics. Gymnastics, not one of the competition sports here in the 27th SEA Games.
With a record of 6 gold medals in gymnastics.
All the way around the stadium, and after 100 meters or so, it's now Usosa Lola with a record of 3 gold medals in athletics.
The seventh relay bearer is Usosa Lola with a record of 3 gold medals in athletics.
And now this is an interesting one, because the next receiver will be His Excellency Ai Min Kyu, the Union Minister for Culture and the Chairman of the 27 SEA Games opening and closing ceremonies, holding preparation committee. So a VVVIP will take the next hand on the torch. Is he looking for him? Can he find him? Okay. And now, just above him, can you see on the steps above? I've got a feeling I've seen an archer. There he is. On his chariot, his golden chariot. This is the moment that we will be really, really looking forward to.
And the chairman of 27th SEA Games opening
Ai Min Kyu will light the torch on the end of the arrow. And the Myanmar archer is Muang Wai Lin Tun. Will shoot the bow and arrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, next Myanmar archer Muang Wai Lin Tun is going to light the main torch by shooting with the bow and the arrow.
So some very, very impressive fireworks keeping him up in the air, together with obviously some extraordinary wires. We are really hoping that he's not going to lose his nerve here. The archer is just about to light the flame, which will be an enormous cauldron. He looked around, there it goes. And it's through the flame, and the lotus lights up. The huge lotus that represents the cauldron of the next 12 days of the games here in Naypyidaw. And again we see the huge, not just the flames in the stadium, but also around the beautiful, beautiful stadium boards. You see the projections there of great light. Fabulous, fabulous opening moment for the games. The crowd are absolutely enthralled at this opening moment. Wow.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Well, we'll be taking a break in a short while. But, join us for the rest very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the departure of athletes from the stadium.
Welcome back to Naypyidaw. We're witnessing, in fact, we've just witnessed the opening of the 27th Southeast Asian Games, and we're just seeing the athletes now going out of the stadium centre. There's the Brunei team moving away, and we have just witnessed the flame being lit in the cauldron. And now they can relax a little bit. The Vietnam team, great expectations, of course. And, well, you never know, they might surprise a few people. But I can tell you now, at the moment, Myanmar, obviously they have the distinct advantage of being able to choose quite a number of their sports. And a lot of people are wondering why gymnastics was left out, and tennis, a few other sports as well. But quite obviously, the Myanmar team are hoping that with the advantage of selection, they'll be able to make a big difference to their haul. They've got a sport called Vovinam, which is a kind of martial arts thing created in Vietnam, but Vovinam is here, Chinlun is here, of course, but tennis and gymnastics out. It puts quite a number of other teams under big pressure. And they're looking at the overall haul. The Myanmar squad will certainly be looking to make a big difference. They've done great work in Chinlun. They won 6 out of the 8 gold medals. And also they've done well in Wushu. Singapore, in fact, have announced recently that the 2015 games that they're hosting will not include boxing, volleyball, weightlifting and rowing. 30 sports altogether have been identified, but those sports are not included. So that privilege of deciding which ones goes in and which one go out. Aquatics have been included in all the previous ones: aquatics, athletics, boxing, badminton, football, shooting, table tennis. Tennis is not here, but all the previous times that the Southeast Asian Peninsula and the Southeast Asian Games have been fought, they have been involved. Cycling missed out in 81 in Manila. Volleyball missed out in 99, together with weightlifting in Brunei. So some of the core sports are obviously still there, but there are quite a number of what I term advantage sports that are appearing. But, Thailand, you can bet they will be absolutely there in the mix at the end with the big boys. In 2001, Malaysia put in patong, lawn bowls and netball for the first time. 2003, Vietnam included fin swimming, if you remember, and also shuttlecock. The Philippines were famously promoting a sport called Arnis, A-R-N-I-S. And there were some new categories of sepak takraw in Thailand in 2007. Indonesia dropped team table tennis in 2011. They also shrunk the shooting number of medals. Introduced bridge and kenpo, paragliding and wall climbing. So each host country has a lot of leeway in terms of what it is allowed and what it would like to see competed for. So you can't actually blame Myanmar for putting things a little bit their way. But they've put on a fantastic show already for us, and where there is the Singapore team right there waving at us, and I hope that we're going to see a lot more gold medals from them. Of course, the ambition is to improve on the last time out. And for Singapore as well, we've got, of course, the Asian Games coming up, and the Commonwealth Games and table tennis, perhaps some shooting, but certainly the swimmers will be hoping to come through with some great performances. Thumbs up to Singapore, why not? You've had a great time here already, haven't you? Let's hope you can come back with some gold. Malaysia smiling as well. Harimau boys and girls. But there's no doubt this team from Myanmar have already won the prize for the most extraordinary dress. Really hugely colourful. There's a fantastic festive atmosphere inside this stadium at the moment, the Wunna Tekti Stadium. is already giving us a lot to cheer. And the Philippines wrestler, wow, he could have been out of the Pacific Islands somewhere, couldn't he? He's certainly impressive. So everyone with great ambition. It's a marvelous thing about a sports festival. Every one of these athletes will be doing their absolute best. Many of them by tomorrow will be disappointed. Hopefully a lot will think that they've done their absolute best, and although they didn't win medals, that they've probably done their personal best, whether it's in timings or play against and beat somebody they've never beaten before. It's all a very, very important moment in their lives. They'll never forget it, that's for sure. I mentioned Joe Schooling earlier. He really does have, I've been looking a lot of the comments about him and what he's actually achieved, and the records speak for themselves. He's actually got now to be the fastest high school swimmer in the United States at his age group, and that's over 100 yards. Now I know that we don't use yards at the moment, it's meters, but at 45.52 he's the fastest 100-meter butterfly swimmer in high school, any high school in the United States, in US history in fact. And at 52.33 for the 100 meters, he's only just behind Michael Phelps at his age as well. So we are talking about a real star in the making with Joe Schooling. There's no pressure on him. I think he really wants to do as well as he possibly can, and as the holder of 5 national records, I know that he will be certainly one of the star performers of the of these games. And of course, even looking forward to Rio in 2016, his ambition is to perhaps get a medal there. So who knows? It could all be big celebration for Singapore. Not since Ang Pensiong have we had such potential breaker of records. Joe Schooling is the real deal. Of course, there have been many girls: Pat Chan, Junie Sung, Jocelyn Yeo. Gosh, the SEA Games are littered with great performances by the female swimmers. But I think Joseph Schooling will put the boys in the limelight, in the spotlight. Darren Lim as well is also going to be a star. In case you haven't heard, the water polo team for Singapore have done it again. They beat Myanmar 21-13 in the final match, although they'd already been top of their group because they won the first 3 matches they played. So 25 straight SEA Games gold medals for Singapore water polo team. Let's hope we can talk about more celebrations later. Let's get on now with more of the celebrations here in Naypyidaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite the Masters of Ceremony for the remaining programs. Please give a warm welcome to the Masters of Ceremony, Ma Aim Yet and Ma Aim Pu Pu Ao.
Ma Aim Yet and Ma Aint Pu Pu Ao. I'm going to have to get used to these pronunciations, but it's nice to hear how they should be pronounced in the stadium. Very difficult. You see the projection screen in the background. So we're going to have the start of the entertainment program, the cultural side of it. Bagan, I've mentioned it before, the turn of the second millennium, so from 1050 onwards, Bagan era up until the 1300s was very, very strong. It's the heart of the Myanmar people. King Anawrata was the founder of the first Myanmar nation, built in 1044. We will see plenty of pagodas in Bagan, temples and monasteries due to the deep devotion and belief in Buddhism.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue the ceremony with the entertainment program for your delight. We will now start our entertainment program entitled Amyoda Amui Nit Mahabagan. Bagan is the heart of all Myanmar people. The king and orator, who was the founder of the first Myanmar nation and built his kingdom in 1044 AD. Since then, the practices of Theravada Buddhism in Myanmar has been flourished. That is why Bagan has plenty of pagodas, temples, and monasteries due to the king and his people who were deeply devoted to their belief in Buddhism. On the other hand, the king and orator strengthened the magnificent power of his nation's unity and implemented an irrigation system. At that moment, Bagan was at its peak for trade and economy, as well as development of literature, performing arts, and visual arts. The spectacular craftsmanship of architecture was replicated in respective pagodas and temples. The strenuous great efforts of the king and his people made Bagan as a glorious and the greatest nation, which still remains as the legacy. That is why we'd like to present this program in honor of Bagan by performing National Heritage of Glorious Bagan. Please enjoy the performance. Thank you.
Bagan is actually the Myanmar equivalent of the temples in Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Let's enjoy. After that extraordinary appearance of Bagan, the national heritage of glorious Bagan, we've now got the Myanmar traditional dance program. Prelude to dance performance. Kind of dance was rooted in 15th century Inwa. In the field of Myanmar theatrical arts, this dance is always presented at the beginning of the theatrical performance. Basic pattern of Myanmar choreography, such as the movements of head, waists, legs and hands, are presented with rhythmic beats of music according to the tradition of Myanmar culture. You can tell that the crowd here inside the Wunatakli Stadium is really excited, absolutely amazed at the projections, the beauty of the dancers here. It's an experience for all of us visitors to Myanmar. Enjoy.
ဆက်လက်ပြီးပွဲဥအလင်းကအစီအစဉ်ကိုဖျော်ဖြေတင်ဆက်မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်။ပွဲဥအလင်းကဟာအင်းဝခေမှာခြေတည်ပြီးကုန်းပေါင်ခေတွင်တိုးတက်ထွန်းကားခဲ့ပါတယ်။မြန်မာကရဲ့အခြေခံဖြစ်တဲ့
after the finishing of the dance program, we will be going to welcome the Golden Land in Myanmar in just a while. But in the meantime, I think we'll take a short break. I hope you can join us back here in Naypyidaw in just a couple of moments.
Which means
see you
a prelude to dance performance. This kind of dance was rooted in Inwa in 15th century AD. In the field of Myanmar theatrical arts, this dance is always presented at the beginning of the theatrical performance. This dance is the combination of melodies and steps which have been handed down from our ancestors. In this dance, the basic pattern of Myanmar choreography, such as the movements of head, waist, legs and hands, are presented with rhythmic beats of music according to the traditions of Myanmar culture. Please enjoy the performance. Thank you.
Welcome back. You're in Naypyidaw, the opening of the 27th Southeast Asian Games. We're in the cultural performance side, as you've probably gathered. In your pictures here, you can see more traditional dance being displayed. And again, it comes from the historical side of Myanmar, the 15th century Inwa period. I'm sure you will enjoy the movements of arms and head, and very peculiar to this kind of traditional dance. I'll let the pictures speak for themselves. Traditional dances continue under the newly lit cauldron. Well, the colour, the excitement, the beat of that particular intoxicating dance, really, really impressive. And again, the crowd here fully appreciated all the intricacies and the meanings of the movements. I'm afraid I'm not familiar enough to be able to explain them, but it certainly was a really, really impressive performance. Great projections, colourful costumes, and great choreography. We're moving forward, and it's all, again, cultural elements and aspects of Myanmar. Multi-ethnic nation, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next item is Shui Nainganga Junime, which means welcome to the Golden Land. This program is to show that Myanmar people warmly welcome with open arms and congratulate all the athletes from various Southeast Asian countries who have come to participate in this auspicious occasion of the 27th SEA Games 2013 in our country, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. This is the dance which exhibits the unique unity of the Southeast Asian community. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Welcome to the Golden Land. Thank you.
Welcome to the Golden Land, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. And the union is actually a very interesting word because there are a huge number of varieties of ethnic groups in Myanmar. But here, the dance, the unique unity of the Southeast Asian community here with the start of the logo of the Southeast Asian Games, Brunei.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dance from Brunei is now being presented presented on the stage.
So this particular item is obviously highlighting the cultural dances of each of the participating nations. And Bandar Sri Begawan in Brunei will actually host the 30th Southeast Asian Games. That's scheduled for 2019. So lots to look forward to as far as Brunei is concerned. The last time they did it was in 1999. So that's 20 years on from that, and Brunei will be hosting. To Laos now, Laos, Vientiane.
Cambodia. Ladies and gentlemen, the dance from Cambodia is being presented on the stage.
Cambodia, of course, home to famous temples of Angkor Wat. We saw a picture of them in the projection area just now. Laotian flag being projected now. Indonesia up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia dance is now being presented on the stage.
The host, of course, the last time out in Palembang and Jakarta. And in fact, topped the gold medal tables there quite easily. Now it will be Laos, Vientiane, where the hosts 2009. That was for the first time. They did a wonderful job.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dance from Laos People's Democratic Republic.
Malaysia now is being represented.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in fact, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur and Kuching have been nominated as the 2017 host country. That will be for the 29th Southeast Asian Games. So KL and Kuching will be stepping forward after Singapore have hosted the Games. Malaysian team trying to improve on their 59 gold medal haul, but they have underplayed their targets, I think. The target at the moment is 40 for Malaysia. And now the Philippines. 2005 at the 23rd Southeast Asian Games. They had a fantastic time in Manila, and on that occasion the Philippines actually won their home country's hosting. 113 gold medals they picked up. They'll be happy to get 13 gold medals this time out. Wow, you'll recognize the music, that's for sure.
Now, the dance on the stage is the dance of Singapore.
Sing along if you like at home. It's all getting up very exciting for Singapore to be hosting next time out, 2015. The sports hub is ready. Of course, it's a long time since we hosted. 1993 was the last time. So, just over 20 years, 22 years by the time our chance comes round again. Thailand. One of the powerhouses of the Southeast Asian Games. They fight a long run battle with Indonesia. Indonesia have actually won it, the overall medal performance on 10 occasions since '77. They've been the champion team. Thailand have won 5 since '77, but they won 5 before that, as the Siak Games were being played. Thailand will certainly be up there with their very impressive athletes. The stage is full of movement and colour. Lots of emotion, and again you can hear the crowd getting really excited.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Timor-Leste now represented.
On the stage is representing the dance of Timor-Leste.
"60 athletes and officials for Timor-Leste, and they'll be very, very happy if they get any medals at all. So participation is very important for them. And now, the final country, other than the host obviously participating, is Vietnam. They're all in alphabetical order, of course. Vietnam. And in fact, they will be the hosts in 2021 in Hanoi once again. Last hosted in 2003, so another, although we're looking into the future, 2021, it's lots of planning for these extraordinary games within ASEAN. Myanmar, of course, the host chairman of ASEAN next year. And now the crowds really respecting all the teams that have come here for the 27th Southeast Asian Games in Naypyidaw in Myanmar. And there is the dance for Myanmar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dance on the stage is from the Republic of the Union of Myanmar.
So all the teams represented are there in their glorious colour, and the flags are waving. And every nation in Southeast Asia can celebrate their involvement, their activity in this great occasion. It's getting better and better every time they gather. This is now my 16th Southeast Asian Games, and I can tell you everyone is getting better in terms of the opening ceremonies, the participation, the efficiency of the organisation. It's fantastic, and just look at those faces. They've dedicated a lot of time and effort and energy in perfecting what we're seeing in front of us right now. The unity of the Southeast Asian Games is the subject of this particular item, and it's certainly a reality.
That's our strength, and that with honesty, complete our best policy. We will contest and then play in the most decent way. Let's see what the skill of the new generation.
The motto of this Games is green, clean and friendship, and certainly the friendship opportunities that all these athletes and performers, as well as us in the media, we have renewed friendships and we make new friends as well. It's a great opportunity. Be happy and healthy, we certainly are. We'll aspire for that anyway. So the unifying item there, the Southeast Asian community, comes to a close. We will take a short break. Join us in just a while for the next action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to present Anagat Gabamye, which means our future world. Our earth is composed of natural beauties as well as living things and non-living things, existing with enjoyment everywhere. However, due to the negligence of living creatures on earth, the earth is exposed to challenges in terms of climate change, deforestation, air pollution, water pollution and other hazards. Those conditions have been thrust to our earth, and we all are much responsible for safeguarding it. Therefore, this sound encourages all of us to save our earth by being green, which is to be environmentally cautious and safe. Please enjoy the performance. Thank you.
You join us just in time for the next item, which is entitled The Eternal Beauty of Our Unison. There's a lot of comment within this particular performance of the green nature, and of course I've mentioned before the Green, clean, friendship is the motto of these 27th games. But our destruction of the environment is a major, major subject, and one that we will certainly regret if we don't address very shortly. And this particular item looks at all those issues of concern in the modern day. Enjoy this one then, the eternal beauty of our unison. message is clear and the future is bright. There's no doubt at all, from disaster can come, with young people with the right ideas and the right attitudes, can come some fantastic future. So we move forward from the eternal beauty of our unison. The next item on my list, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to present Myosetito Ame, which means the vigor of new generation.
The new generation.
One of the country's most valuable human resources is by far
we had a witness just now
on the young generations.
Of the potential of the future,
they possess
and now
the
some
legacy
more
of a country
items
and responsibility of Myanmar. Therefore,
which actually
nurturing the new generation is of utmost importance. So this song is to honor the new generations who are honest, brave, and active. Please enjoy the vigor of new generation. Thank you.
We haven't seen too much of the owls, but here they are. And it looks like they're going to have fun. These are the important mascots of the 27th Southeast Asian Games. So the two mascots, the male is Shueyo and the female is Mamo. And I tell you, the only way I can tell the difference is one has got some eyelashes. I presume that's the female, Mamo. But they're all playing games in the background. There you go. Some martial arts, a bit of judo, as we see a succession on the projection screen. The sports involved here, 33 sports here at the 27th Southeast Asian Games. Again, real applause from this capacity crowd inside the stadium, and they really appreciate all the efforts there of the younger generation, the cheerleaders, and all their activity. And of course the youngsters will be supporting all the performances in all the venues. We know that there have been a lot that have been shipped in to actually support all the competitors. Let's take another break and join us again for the last few, I would say another 15 minutes before we're going to be closing, but at the moment let's take a break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present Tueje No Thane Myanmar Pi, which means Myanmar, the country of our brethren. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar is a multi-ethnic nation which is comprised of more than 100 national races: Kachin, Kaya, Kayin, Chin, Bama, Mon, Rakhine and Shan are the major races living together in Myanmar and sharing joy and sorrow. Now, the Republic of the Union of Myanmar is on the path of building a peaceful, developed and modern nation. In this dance, nationalities of Myanmar in their respective colorful costumes will portray the beauty, unity and the peaceful coexistence and the sustainability on this motherland. Please enjoy Myanmar, the country of our brethren. Thank you.
Welcome back, Singapore. We've now got an item that highlights Myanmar itself. The Republic of the Union of Myanmar is a multi-ethnic nation composed of more than 100 national races. That's an extraordinary statistic. Kashin, Kaya, Kayin, Chin, Bama, Mon, Rakhine, Shan, they're the major races living together in Myanmar. They all share the joy and sorrow of that community. It's now on the path of building a peaceful, developed and modern nation. And I make reference to 2011 when the junta gave way to the democratic process. And in this dance, the nationalities of Myanmar and their respective colourful costumes portray the beauty, the unity and the peaceful coexistence and its sustainability of its motherland. It's going to be an interesting one, this. 100 national races in one country. Extraordinary. friendship, the motto of the 27th Southeast Asian Games. There's no doubt at all that everyone inside the stadium, and I hope you at home, have been really impressed with the colour and the absolute dedication of all the artists, the creators, and certainly all the ambition of this country of Myanmar. 60 million population, it is a sleeping giant. It's just wakening now, and it's also, as they put there, the golden giant as well. A country rich in jade and precious gems and gold and oil and natural gas resources, pagodas and temples aplenty. It's emerging, no doubt at all, as a sleeping giant. Watch out for Myanmar in the future, because it's discovering itself once again. We've just witnessed the rebirth of a nation on the international sports scene, and culturally it is rich and has a wonderful, wonderful heritage, as we've just witnessed from the multi-ethnic societies that we've seen before us right now. Another spectacular item of entertainment, greeted with such enthusiasm. And I repeat, nobody in the stadium will forget what they've just witnessed. And certainly none of the participants there in front of us will ever forget this moment. Everything has been building up to this climax. All the performers are now on stage in front of us, from all the cultural, beautiful items that we've witnessed. Again, the colors, the movement, the music. We're just hearing Nini Kinzo finish her item, singing on stage. Great rhythm, great excitement, and again, a most wonderful display for all of us to witness here at the opening of the 27th Southeast Asian Games. There's no doubt that you're going to be enjoying the next 12 days as well in Singapore. We've got SEA Games action coverage from 7:30 to 9:30 each night on Channel 5 and on Toggle. And today at the Games, of course, tomorrow with Mark Richmond and Divyan Nair. I hope you can join them at 10 p.m. That will be a date to see how Singapore is performing on the first full day of competition. As we see the fireworks now beginning to descend on us. Up in the sky they look, they shout with exhilaration. It's been a most magnificent opening ceremony. Faultless, perfect, beautiful, and certainly memorable. Let us now say farewell from Naypyidaw, and I hope you can join us again tomorrow from some great action from Myanmar. It really has been a memorable moment. Farewell then from all of us here in Naypyidaw and from the Media Corps team. Bye for now.
Lisa ပါသောအပရိသတ်ကြီးရှင်အစည်းအဝေးရမကြာမီအချိန်တွင်းမှာ ပြည်ထောင်စုသမ္မတမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်သမ္မတကြီးနဲ့ဇနီးတို့ပြန်လည်ထွက်ခွာတော့မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်မထွက်ခွာမီမှာကြိုတင်အသိပေးတင်ပြပါရစေရှင်ဒီကနေ့ကျင်းပပြုလုပ်တဲ့29ကြိမ်မြောက်အရှိတောင်အာရှအားကစားပြိုင်ပွဲဖွင့်ပွဲအခမ်းအနားအောင်မြင်ခြင်းအထိမ်းအမှတ်နဲ့ ASEAN Sports Year ကိုကြိုဆိုတဲ့အထိမ်းအမှတ်ဖြစ်နိုင်ငံကျော်တေးသံရှင်များရဲ့တေးသံသားများနဲ့ဆက်လက်ဖျော်ဖြေတင်ဆက်သွားမှာဖြစ်ပါကြောင်းကြိုတင်အသိပေးတင်ပြပါရစေရှင်
Ladies and gentlemen, according to our program, our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar and Madam will be leaving the venue very soon. Before the departure, we'd like to announce in advance that we will have many more performances by Myanmar, our renowned artists, to commemorate not only the successful completion of the opening ceremony of the 27 SEA Games, but also to welcome the advent of ASEAN Sports Year.
ပရိသတ်များရှင်ပြည်ထောင်စုသမ္မတမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်သမ္မတကြီးဦးသိန်းစိန်နဲ့ဇနီးတို့ပြန်လည်ထွက်ခွာတော့မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်သို့ပါ၍အားလုံးမတက်ရက်ပေးနိုင်ပါရန်လေးစားစွာပန်ကြားအပ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, His Excellency U Thein Sein, the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, and Madam are leaving this venue. May I kindly request all of you to rise. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you very much.
ရိသတ်ကြီးရှင်ပရိသတ်ကြီးအားလုံးလည်းဖြောပြတင်ဆက်ခဲ့တဲ့အစီအစဉ်များကိုကျင့်တဲ့နှစ်သိမ့်လိမ့်မယ်လို့ယုံကြည်မိပါတယ်အခုချိန်မှစပြီးတေးသံသာအစီအစဉ်နဲ့